Now I'll be showing the demo of this project. This is a MATLAB code that reads an image file and spreads it across the CDMA spectrum using the unique ID that is assigned to this particular sender. In this case, this is the unique ID assigned to the sender. In the next form, we'll be seeing that the unique ID is being XORed with the data signal from that particular sender and written in a variable called file ready for transmission. This file ready for transmission matrix is then written as an image called cdmaout.png. Now I'll be running this code to show the original and spreaded images. This is the original image that is intended to be transmitted by application A. Now I'll be showing the spreaded version of this image. This is a spreaded version of this image. Now we'll be opening the socket connection to send this spread version of the image across the LAN to another receiver which is located inside the same LAN for despreading and obtaining the original image. Now I've opened the sender part and now we'll be moving to the receiver to check the reception. We can see that the receiver actually gets the CDMA out file that was transmitted across the socket connection, and this file is stored in downloads. Now we'll be running the MATLAB code which takes the spreaded version of the image and despreads it and gets the original image that was intended to be received by application Y. Now I'll be running this code to get the original image. This is the original image.
Now I'll be talking about the working of the proposed wireless communication architecture, and this is from the perspective of CDMA spreading and despreading. Each sender in a CDMA based system has a unique ID called code bits, which is then used to encode the data from a particular sender. To avoid and eliminate any randomness in the transmission and to minimize power over the entire bandwidth and reducing peak power, this set of unique code bits are XORed with the data signal of a sender. The maximum number of users in a network is designed and determined by the number of the length of the code word and the power budget of the nodes. Here I have attached the code which handles the server part of the XORing of data and unique ID. Here it is visible that the data which is represented by temp val is XORed with the unique ID, and the resultant is stored in the temp variable, which is then appended to file ready for transmission and eventually returned to the PNG file that is generated as the spreaded output. Working of the proposed CDMA communication architecture, spreading and despreading. From the spreading algorithm depicted in the previous slide, it can be observed that the unique ID generated is fast moving when compared to the data signal. Also, since only one file is being transmitted in this example, the transmitted power and signal is wider than the data signal owing to the transmit power minimization techniques followed in this project. In the receiver side, the same unique code is used to extract the original data from the spreaded data. In case there are multiple users, each of them are allotted with a unique code set to set boundaries for each sender to adhere to. The simulation results have been showed in the following images. Simulation results, server side. The figure depicts the original image file that was intended for transmission by application A. The image file is spreaded across a spectrum for maintaining uniform power, and the spreaded image file is also shown in the figure as the black and white file in the bottom. This spreaded file is then transmitted to a receiver which contains the application Y. Application Y is the intended receiver of the image file. Simulation results from the receiver's side. The figure shows the receiver's side of things. The spreaded image was retrieved by the receiver and then spreaded using the CDMA algorithm. The despreaded image is then sent to application Y, which called for the transmission in the first place. Thus, it can be observed that the image is faithfully and reliably recovered over a socket connection after the file was spreaded over the spectrum for minimizing peak power in the channel. Conclusions. Hence, an energy and cost efficient wireless communication architecture was developed for small geographic locations. This communication made use of the CDMA protocol for encoding data from multiple senders over a single channel. The spreaded data was then transmitted using sockets to another node in the same LAN. The received data was then despreaded to get the original files. Acknowledgements. I would like to thank Dr. Dabang Oliver Wu for his valuable guidance throughout the course. I would especially like to thank him for making me enjoy this subject owing to his methodical teaching and useful assignments. I was able to gain a lot from this course. Thank you.